Okay, so I post around 4 to 5 times a week on this channel on YouTube. I roughly post 3 to 5 times on Twitter daily, and I post roughly 2 to 3 times daily on TikTok. So the question is how am I able to garner unlimited content ideas and post daily? You're probably thinking, don't you ever run out of ideas? Don't you ever get brain fog? Don't you ever get demotivated into finding ideas? So in this video, I'm going to explain how I gather all these unlimited video ideas and how you can apply it to your own personal brand and grow your social media platforms everywhere. Okay, so for context, my name is Zane. I help creators and coaches build up their personal brands, and I help them monetize their audiences through funnels, okay? So for you guys, in the link in the description, you can sign up to my email newsletter, which is free. I'll talk about marketing, copywriting, personal branding, anything to help you get started with your own personal brand. And there are some free resources included. So how am I able to garner unlimited content ideas, okay? There are 2 ways I do this, and I'm going to show you 2 ways how you can do it as well. So let's break it down. The first one is I garner content ideas by doing random shit. What do I mean by this? So when I say random shit, I'm talking about things where you don't really have to think too much. And I'll give you an example. The best ideas that come to your mind are when you're doing basically simple tasks. When you're taking a shower, when you're going for a walk, going for a run, maybe you are just washing the dishes, maybe you're driving. It's just simple, mundane tasks where you don't have to think too much. Now think about the time when you were in the shower and all you had was, the water coming down and you just sat there and letting the water rush through your body, right? What were you thinking of? You just let your mind wander. That's essentially what you're doing, is letting your mind wander. There's no stress, there's no thinking ability needed. You just sit there and you take a shower. And then out of nowhere, you have like a shower thought. And that shower thought basically is an idea, something that you can implement, for maybe your business or your life or your relationships. It's just an idea that pops in your head in the shower. It's the same with driving, it's the same with going for a walk, it's the same for going for a run and doing all these mundane tasks. These are the best times to garner content ideas. The reason is because your mind is at a very calm state. It's not in a state of stress, it's not in a state of thinking, it's just in a state of relaxation. When your mind's in a state of relaxation, it just gets creative, right? So if you think about a time when you wake up in the morning, you have a cup of coffee, out of nowhere you get a bunch of content ideas or a bunch of ideas just come to your head for any given field, right? That's essentially what it is. Your mind is in a relaxed state, and so your mind is able to connect the dots throughout the information that you've garnered for the last week or 2. It connects all those dots and gathers new ideas for your life. So this is the first way I get content ideas, right? Now, the second way I get content ideas is through intentional consumption. Now, the key word here is intentional, or just intentional, really. Yeah, right? Intentional consumption, right? So when you go on YouTube and you go on TikTok or you just scroll through social media, the reason you're doing it is to kill time. Most of the people, the reason why they do it is just to kill time. They're bored. And so short form content or these content fills their boredom. This is a very bad idea, and I suggest you don't do this, right? The way you should approach content creation and consuming content is that you need to see it as a way to garner ideas. So whenever I'm going through, say, TikTok and I need content ideas for my short form, right? I go through TikTok, I scroll through, I collect ideas. If someone says something that resonates with me and I can relate it to my life, I will copy that idea and I will rephrase it in my own perspective, with my own life and my own stories. Does that make sense? I usually then repurpose it on Twitter if I need to, or Twitter usually talk about copywriting, so I do the same. I take other people's ideas and I, implement it into my own way, my own story, my own tonality, my own personality. Content creation is basically just copy and paste. That's literally what it is. This whole industry is copy and paste. And it's the same with sales. Any industry that you go in, especially sales, is a copy and paste industry. The only thing you're changing is your personality, your own twist behind that idea. So, especially when people consume content, they watch some bullshit content, memes, skits, women dancing. You need to get rid of that shit instantly, right? Get rid of that. You don't need that. It doesn't provide any value to your life. So get rid of that. Press not interested when you come across those videos. Then when you're scrolling through and you see an idea, you write that idea down on a Notion template. So get down Notion and you just write it down. and then you just implement it into your own life stories. And you do this over and over and over again until you have like a whole list. You can get that whole list within a day. And that list will last you around a week or 2 weeks for content ideas. And it's the same with, you know, going for a walk or shower thoughts, or whenever an idea pops up when you're walking down the street, just doing whatever. Whenever an idea pops in your head, you need to write it down instantly, because you're going to forget it. Trust me. It happened to me many times where I thought of a good idea and I was like, okay, I'm going to remember it. I literally forgot it 2 minutes, 3 minutes later. Okay, so you need to write it down. And then over time, you just have a whole list of content ideas, which is, you know, online with your brand. Now, another way, kind of adding on to intentional consumption, is, you know, reading books. Okay, I get a lot of my content ideas from reading books, like intentional reading, right? So if I see a topic which I like and it resonates with me, and I've learned something new, I will then teach it to you guys on camera. I'll take that same idea which I got from a book and I'll teach it to you guys on camera, or on Twitter, or on TikTok, right? It's literally what I do. Now, on my Instagram, I do, you know, fashion, lifestyle type stuff, right? So it's the same thing. When I'm on Instagram, I'm going through reels. I need a content idea to post on my Instagram. I'll take an idea and I'll copy and paste it, right? I'll just literally do the same thing. So these are the ways that you can get unlimited content ideas and implement it yourself. So number one, just literally mindlessly doing your own thing, where it's taking a shower, taking a walk, taking a run, something that doesn't take up too much of your brain, right? Some relaxing activity. And then number two is that you do intentional consumption. So you scroll through social media, or you're doing your thing on social media, you take an idea and then you copy that idea onto your own personality or your own story. And for both circumstances, you need to get down a Notion template and write down all your ideas. It could be your notes, it could be Notion template, it could be whatever. Any way that you can take down these ideas, and do not forget them, please. I've done it myself and it still happens to me to this day. Okay, so write it down, please. And that's literally it, right? That's how I'm able to post 4 to 5 times a week on YouTube, 3 to 5 times daily on Twitter, and 2 to 3 times daily on TikTok. Simple as. All right, so I hope this helps. Do it yourself or not, I don't care.